Question. The human body maintains a blood pH between 7.35 and 7.45. If a patient's blood pH drops to 7.30, what percentage below the minimum healthy level is it? Option A. 0.05%. Option B. 0.68%. Option C. 0.72%. Option D. 0.85%. Explanation. Calculate 7.35 to 7.30%, 7.35, x 100 equals 0.68%. Question. A factory produces computer chips with a 2% defect rate. In a batch of 5,000 chips, how many can be expected to be defective? Option A. 50 chips. Option B. 100 chips. Option C. 150 chips. Option D. 200 chips. Explanation. 2% of 5,000 equals 0.02 x 5,000 equals 100 chips. Question. In the context of climate change, which process most directly contributes to ocean acidification? Option A. Increased nitrogen in the atmosphere. Option B. Absorption of CO2 by seawater. Option C. Rising sea temperatures. Option D. Melting polar ice caps. Explanation. When CO2 dissolves in seawater, it forms carbonic acid, directly leading to ocean acidification. Question. Which amendment to the U.S. Constitution directly addresses the right to vote regardless of race? Option A. 13th Amendment. Option B. 14th Amendment. Option C. 15th Amendment. Option D. 19th Amendment. Explanation. The 15th Amendment specifically prohibits denying voting rights based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Question. In a DNA sequence, what percentage of bases will be cytosine if adenine makes up 30% of the bases? Option A. 20%. Option B. 30%. Option C. 15%. Option D. 25%. Explanation. Due to base pairing, AT, CG, if A equals 30%, then T equals 30%, leaving 40% for C and G combined. Since C equals G, cytosine is 20%. Question. A small business takes out a $25,000 loan at 6% annual interest, compounded yearly. How much will they owe after 3 years if they make no payments? Option A. $29,843. Option B. $29,726. Option C. $29,685. Option D. $29,777. Explanation. Using compound interest formula. 25,000, 1 plus 0.06, 3 equals 25,000, 1.191, equals $29,685. Question. Which economic system is characterized by private ownership of resources and minimal government intervention? Option A. Command economy. Option B. Mixed economy. Option C. Traditional economy. Option D. Pure market economy. Explanation. A pure market economy features private ownership and minimal government involvement, with prices determined by supply and demand. Question. What is the area of a triangle formed by the points 0, 0, 4, 0, and 2, 5 on a coordinate plane? Option A. 10 square units. Option B. 12 square units. Option C. 15 square units. Option D. 20 square units. Explanation. Using the formula area equals 1/2 x1, y2, y3, plus x2, y3, y1, plus x3, y1, y2, we get 1/2.405 plus 2, equals 10. Question. Which sentence demonstrates correct parallel structure? Option A. The candidate promised to lower taxes, creating jobs, and he will reduce spending. Option B. The candidate promised to lower taxes, to create jobs, and to reduce spending. Option C. The candidate promised lower taxes, creating jobs, and reduced spending. Option D. The candidate promised to lower taxes, job creation, and reducing spending. Explanation. The infinitive form, to plus verb, is maintained throughout all three elements of the list. Question. If a solution contains 85 grams of solute and 500 milliliters of water, what is its concentration in GL? Option A. 170 GL. Option B. 160 GL. Option C. 150 GL. Option D. 140 GL. Explanation. Concentration equals 85 G percent 0.5 L equals 170 GL. Question. If a car accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8 seconds, what is its average acceleration in FTS to the power of 2? Option A. 11.0 FTS to the power of 2. Option B. 11.4 FTS to the power of 2. Option C. 11.8 FTS to the power of 2. Option D. 12.2 FTS to the power of 2. Explanation. 60 miles per hour equals 88 FTS. Acceleration equals velocity change time equals 88/8 equals 11.4 FTS to the power of 2. Question. Which economic concept best explains why movie tickets cost more on weekends than weekdays? Option A. Supply and demand. Option B. Opportunity cost. Option C. Diminishing returns. Option D. Economies of scale. Explanation. Higher demand for weekend showings allows theaters to charge higher prices while maintaining attendance. Question. In a random sample of 200 people, 80 prefer tea over coffee. What is the margin of error for this proportion at a 95% confidence level? Option A. Plus or minus 5.7%. Option B. Plus or minus 6.3%. Option C. Plus or minus 6.9%. Option D. Plus or minus 7.2%. Explanation. Using formula, P1P, N, x 1.96, where P equals 0.4, N equals 200, equals 0.4x 0.6/200, x 1.96 equals 0.069 or 6.9%. Question. What would most likely happen to an animal cell placed in a hypotonic solution? Option A. It would shrink. Option B. It would burst. Option C. It would stay the same. Option D. It would divide. Explanation. Water would move into the cell by osmosis due to higher solute concentration inside, causing it to swell and potentially burst. Question. In a chemical reaction, 85% of reactant A is converted to product B. If you start with 240 grams of A, how many grams of A remain unreacted? Option A. 36 grams. Option B. 48 grams. Option C. 204 grams. Option D. 156 grams. Explanation. If 85% reacts, 15% remains unreacted. 15% of 240 equals 0.15 x 240 equals 36 grams. Question. Which type of graph would best display changes in unemployment rates over a 50-year period? Option A. Pie chart. Option B. Bar graph. Option C. Line graph. Option D. Scatter plot. Explanation. A line graph best shows trends and changes over continuous time periods, making it ideal for displaying long-term rate changes. Question. What is the probability of drawing a king or a heart from a standard deck of 52 cards? Option A. 4/13. Option B. 13/52. Option C. 16/52. Option D. 17/52. Explanation. 4 kings plus 13 hearts, 1 king of hearts equals 16. Favorable outcome. 16/52 simplifies to 17/52. Question. Which excerpt from the U.S. Constitution best demonstrates the concept of checks and balances? Option A. We the people of the United States. Option B. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief. Option C. Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes. Option D. The President shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons. Explanation. The presidential pardon power acts as a check on the judicial branch, demonstrating the system of checks and balances. Question. A solar panel generates electricity at a rate of 250 watts per hour when the sun is directly overhead. At what angle should it be tilted to generate maximum power if the sun is 30 degrees above the horizon? Option A. 30 degrees. Option B. 45 degrees. Option C. 60 degrees. Option D. 90 degrees. Explanation. The panel should be perpendicular to the sun's rays. If sun is 30 degrees above horizon, panel should be at 90 degrees. 30 degrees equals 60 degrees. Question. In the sentence neither the students nor the teacher were prepared for the quiz, why is were the correct verb form? Option A. The subject is plural. Option B. It agrees with the closer subject. Option C. It's in past tense. Option D. Both subjects are singular. Explanation. With neither nor, the verb agrees with the subject closest to it. Here, teacher is singular but not the closest subject. Question. A water tank fills at a rate of 3 gallons per minute. If the tank is cylindrical with a radius of 2 feet and height of 6 feet, how long will it take to fill completely? Option A. 94.2 minutes. Option B. 98.6 minutes. Option C. 101.4 minutes. Option D. 104.8 minutes. Explanation. Volume equals pi r to the power of 2h equals pi 2 to the power of 2, 6, equals 75.4 feet to the power of 3. Convert to gallons, 7.48 gal ft to the power of 3, 282.6 gallons. Time equals 282.6/3 equals 94.2 minutes. Question. Which economic policy would most likely reduce inflation? Option A. Lowering interest rates. Option B. Increasing government spending. Option C. Raising interest rates. Option D. Expanding money supply. Explanation. Raising interest rates reduces borrowing and spending, which helps control inflation by decreasing money circulation. Question. What is the most likely reason for the rapid decrease in global amphibian populations? Option A. Natural selection. Option B. Habitat destruction. Option C. Climate change. Option D. Increased predation. Explanation. Habitat destruction through human activities is the primary cause of amphibian population decline globally. Question. If a population grows by 2% annually, how many years will it take to double in size? Option A. 35 years. Option B. 50 years. Option C, 25 years. Option D, 45 years. Explanation. Using the rule of 70 years to double equals 70 / growth rate equals 70 / 2 equals 35 years. Question. Which statement best explains why the Earth has seasons? Option A. The Earth's distance from the Sun varies. Option B. The Earth's axis is tilted relative to its orbital plane. Option C. The Sun's energy output changes. Option D. The Earth's rotation speed varies. Explanation. The 23.5 degrees tilt of Earth's axis causes different hemispheres to receive varying amounts of sunlight throughout the year. Question. What is the pH of a solution that has a hydrogen ion concentration of 1x10⁻⁻5 moles per liter? Option A, 5. Option B, 9. Option C, 4. Option D, 6. Explanation. pH equals low plus, equals log 1x10⁻⁻5, equals 5. Question. Which court case established the principle of judicial review? Option A, Plessy v. Ferguson. Option B, Marbury v. Madison. Option C, Brown v. Board of Education. Option D, Dred Scott v. Sandford. Explanation. Marbury v. Madison, 1803, established the Supreme Court's power to review constitutionality of laws. Question. What is the surface area of a sphere with radius 4 meters? Option A, 201.06 meters to the power of 2. Option B, 301.59 meters to the power of 2. Option C, 401.92 meters to the power of 2. Option D, 502.65 meters to the power of 2. Explanation. Surface area equals 4 pi r squared equals 4 pi 4 to the power of 2, equals 201.06 meters to the power of 2. Question. Which statement about cellular respiration is false? Option A. It produces ATP. Option B. It requires oxygen. Option C. It creates glucose. Option D. It releases carbon dioxide. Explanation. Cellular respiration breaks down glucose to produce ATP, it doesn't create glucose, photosynthesis does. Question. Which type of economic system most closely describes modern China? Option A. Pure market economy. Option B. Traditional economy. Option C. Mixed economy. Option D. Command economy. Explanation. China combines elements of both market and command economies, with both private enterprise and significant state control. Question. What is the simplified form of 3 times to the power of 2 6x plus 3, 2 times to the power of 2 4x plus 1? Option A. X to the power of 2 2x plus 2. Option B. 5 times to the power of 2 10x plus 4. Option C. X to the power of 2 2x plus 4. Option D. 5 times to the power of 2 2x plus 2. Explanation. Subtract like terms, 3 times to the power of 2 2 times to the power of 2, plus, negative 6x plus 4 times, plus, 3 1, equals x to the power of 2 2x plus 2. Question. Which process in the water cycle is responsible for cloud formation? Option A. Precipitation. Option B. Condensation. Option C. Evaporation. Option D. Infiltration. Explanation. Condensation occurs when water vapor cools and forms liquid water droplets, creating clouds. Question. In which case is the semicolon used correctly? Option A. The meeting ran late, because of traffic. Option B. He brought the supplies, while I set up. Option C. The project was finished, the deadline was met. Option D. They arrived, at noon. Explanation. A semicolon correctly joins two independent clauses that are closely related in meaning. Question. What is the approximate wavelength of violet light if its frequency is 7.5 x 10 to the power of 14 Hz? Option A. 400 nm. Option B. 450 nm. Option C. 500 nm. Option D. 550 nm. Explanation. Using c equals f, where c equals 3x 10 to the power of 8 meters per second, Greek letter lambda equals cf equals 3x 10 to the power of 8, 7.5 x 10 to the power of 14, equals 400 nm. Question. Which factor most significantly influenced the outcome of the American Revolution? Option A. British military superiority. Option B. French support for colonists. Option C. Native American alliances. Option D. Colonial population size. Explanation. French military, naval, and financial support was crucial for American victory, particularly in decisive battles.